guys, I'm Layla. Today we're in Raid Shadow Legends, and we're going to be reading the lore story for Belz the Reckoner. As you can tell by my Christmas getup here, it is Christmas time, and he does look like Krampus. Those of you guys watching on YouTube, I'm reading this live on Twitch, have not read it yet. He looks so cool. Look, there's an eyeball. He actually has somebody in there. Oh my gosh. I think they did such a good job with his design. He really does look like Krampus. And those of you guys that, if you have Prime and you watched Red One, we were just talking about this with my Twitch chat. He looks like Krampus from that as well too. I think they really did a good job with him. Let's check out his lore story. The demon spawn Perka's child eater is one of Sir Nicholas and his allies' greatest enemies. This horned and hoofed monster dwells in the southern winterlands, preying the inhabitants as well as those whose ships run aground. What makes him more dangerous is that he does not work alone. A number of wretched beings serve Perkas, delighting in the misery and pain they cause, or hoping for some reward from the Shadow God. Belz the Reckoner was once one of them, an orc who kidnapped innocents, stole family heirlooms, destroyed property, and killed precious livestock. He was a thorn in the sides of Firewall the Barkhorn and the Jingle Hunters, taunting and evading them for years. He even battled Sir Nicholas on a handful of occasions, which he always remembered, because the Great Father of Yuletide confused him. When Belz outwitted him each time, the firstborn looked sad and disappointed. "Your kind were created for better than this," were words that ever followed Belz. Nonetheless, Belz carried on performing whatever devilish mischief he or Perkas wished. He put out the great watchfire at Black Crag Point and left the next morning when he saw the wreck of the great Avarian trading vessel Bounteous Swan broken up on the shore. It was surrounded by dead and dying soldiers with the ruined cargo and wines, silks, and glassware. The orcs stole Snowpiercer, the precious war stallion owned by the Nord chieftain Kirstanson. He slit the throats of all 8 centuries guarding it and led the majestic beast to the hunting territory of a White Wolf's pack. A crime of his which drew the ire of Furl the Birkhorn more than any other was his destruction of the town of Mount Shadow. It was nestled at the very base of a short, snow-covered mountain. For days, Belz dwelt on its slope, stomping his feet, hacking at the ice with his axe. Finally, on Yuletide itself, he raised his weapon one more time and slammed it into the packed snow, causing a huge avalanche. Mountain Shadow was buried within minutes. No one survived. The orc was notorious throughout the Winterlands. People prayed to Lemea, begging her to strike Belz down. The long-tongued beast with a cyclopean sack and skull-topped axe. He thought this would have pleased Perkas and earned him some respect, but to his frustration and disappointment, it did not. The demon spawn always demanded more. He insulted Belz's intelligence and ranted about the weakness and failures of orc kind. He struck the orc countless times and accused him of cowardice for running away, even when hopelessly outnumbered, even after successful theft, kill, or act of sabotage. No single act or cruelty turned Belz against Perkas, just the gradual wearing down of his pride. Sir Nicholas's words rang in his head, and he sought the great gift giver out. Belz knew he could not do so empty-handed. Sir Nicholas would likely kill him if he could not prove his change of heart. Or Firewall would. There was another agent of Perkas who had long frustrated Sir Nicholas with many deaths to his name, a dark elf called Ulfin Darktongue. Belz arranged to meet him in a familiar bolt hole for Perkas' servants. The orc knocked him senseless, then cut out his tongue and shoved it and him into his sack. Belz brought him both before Sir Nicholas on his knees. Sir Nicholas showed him mercy. Forgiveness was at the heart of Yuletide, he said. Ever since Belz has punished dozens of evildoers and has captured many of Perkas' mischief makers. He shoved them all in his magical chain sack, which served as their prison. As further part of his penance, he gives gifts to the good people and children of the Winterlands under the watchful eyes of Sir Nicholas, Lady Noel, or Furl the Barkhorn. The latter continues to be suspicious of him, claiming the orc still has the reek of Perkas upon him. Belz cannot blame him. All he can do is continue to make things right. Even the slightest nod of acknowledgement from Sir Nicholas is infinitely more care than he received from his former master, and reward enough. It is at Yuletide when Belz is most active, when he goes outside of what time is unknown even to Sir Nicholas and Lady Noel. This does not please Farrell, but no word has ever come to him that the orc is up to his old tricks. All he knows is that Belz returns each year, seemingly more committed than ever to do the good work of Sir Nicholas. The firstborn has a theory as to what his turncoat servant is doing. He believes that Belz travels to visit orc clans around the world, encourage them to embrace their strength, to be what they were created to be. Okay, honestly, like this story did not go in the direction I thought it was going to go. It actually seems like, okay, so yeah, he starts out as an basically bad, right? He starts out as evil, killing and causing mischief and causing trouble. And then in some ways, it seems like he tries to repent. And now we actually do know who is in his bag, right? It's one of the dark elves here. It was an interesting story, yeah. And so that's who's in there, is a dark elf that apparently was causing mischief to Sir Nicholas. And it says what he does is he goes around, he's almost like a vigilante at this point, right? And he captures basically more evildoers and he puts them in his magical knapsack here that has chains on it. And then he brings them to Sir Nicholas for judgment. Very interesting. And I really really like this here. Yeah, be all you could be is that, Sir Nicholas told him, your kind was created for better than this. And so we have here how Sir Nicholas really believes that Belz is traveling around and trying to encourage the orcs to strengthen them, to unify them. And probably, what Sir Nicholas said to him, probably, like I said, hit Belz kind of hard, right? Interesting. So they do kind of make him like a Krampus in some ways, where they said part of his penance is he has to give gifts and help the good, but he's also going around and it looks like he's capturing the bad guys and putting them in his sack here. I would love to know what you guys think of him. What do you guys think? Do you like him being added to the game? Do you guys like his story? They do, I do like how they link him with Sir Nicholas and Lady Noel. And they even put Farrell the Barkbeard in here too, right? Because Farrell's another one who looks very Christmas-like as well too. I would love to know what you guys think. Drop me some comments down below. And if any of you guys have pulled Belz the Reckoner, love to see it as well too. You guys think it's kale in the bag? Well, it's an elf is what they said. And it says that he's still using this to basically capture like the bad ones and the mischief makers, right? And bring them to Sir Nicholas. So I'd love to know what you guys think for the lore story from Belz the Reckoner. And thanks for watching.